Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Awashai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, to be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming up to you with another lesson in truth. And this is actually a response to a comment on another video that I did a couple days back called Uproars and Insurrections. And there's I believe a woman on there by the name of Mado. Let's see if I can click back to it. Shalom. Yeah, on this video right here. Yeah, if you go down here, it says this is Mado, and it says 89% of the military will not turn on the American citizens. I'm still in the military now with all this woke BS coming, and this can change. So I'm not quite sure what she meant by that. But it says they will not turn on the American citizens. So maybe I misunderstood it, what she said, because I did make a response to it. Now I just read it clearly. But nevertheless, the military is split and divided, just like everything else in America. They're still American citizens, Republican or Democratic or whatever weird party they belong to, and they're divided. Many of them, you're talking about disgruntled soldiers, stop-loss stuff that's been going on for years. The morale is very low, and now they're being forced to do things which is proven to be detrimental to their health. And every time the evidence is emerged to prove that, they shut it down. If you do it, you say the wrong thing on a video, and you don't have to say the wrong thing as in that you said it wrong. You say the wrong thing that exposes their or goes against their agenda, against their narrative. That's all it takes. So it could be the right thing, but still the wrong thing as according to them. But I want to read Matthew. Salaki, it's like this thing froze on me. This is Matthew 24 and verses 6 through 8, and it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." All right. Salaki, let me start again. "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom is kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows," and that's exactly what's happening. Now, the next thing that you're going to see is the demonization, because somehow they're going to bring us up and put us in there. All right, and it said in verse 9, "Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." So somehow, some way, they're going to make it all, blame it on the prophets. Only this time, though, when they go to, some of the prophets are going to die, but the Lord promises this time when they go to put their hands on us, the Lord's going to lift up a standard. So it's not going to be like last time. All right? It's not going to be like before. Them moving forward with their plans and putting their hands on us is actually going to bring forth their destruction this time over. But yeah, if you remember this video with this very proud, manly looking woman, speaking very boldly of terrorist acts when the very military has been committing terroristic acts for the government for a very long time now. and many soldiers are willing and ready to will admit that. You know, you have to understand most soldiers are loyal to their units and to their branch of service. Uh, they're not really loyal to the cause, you know, of the things that they're doing. All right, and that's just is what it is. But let's click over to this other video. Back here with this Mr. Roy Portega. And I'm going to go right around to the 8-minute mark, because what he goes into, and I'm going to read the scripture before I play another set of scriptures. But basically what he goes into is how there was a former special forces unit, special forces military guys that got together and went over and did a rescue over in Afghanistan and rescued a bunch of former allies and civilians that were aiding the United States, that the United States government and military left hanging over there to die at the hands of the Taliban or whatever. And it's amazing to me that this isn't like mainstream news, that no one's really talking about this. But that's what they did, and that goes to show you right there. Not to mention that Double 7 also did a video when it pointed out that 90 retired generals and admirals were asking Mark Miley to step down. All right, you know, and they're really coming hard against the president and the current regime, and these are military and former military guys. And if you think that these generals and admirals don't have don't carry weight with the current officers that are still in, that operated under them or were brought up under them, you're fooling yourself. But this is Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, verses like 1 through 5, and it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest the sign, part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, and there are literally earthquakes and crazy weather patterns and uproars of the people all over the earth. All right, all sort of strange phenomena, famines and things of that nature. So let's jump up to about the 8-minute mark in this video, and I'm just going to try and let it play uninterrupted and let him speak, because he says a lot in this video. It's only like a 13-minute video, but right around here he really begins to talk. All right, so let's see the mindset of military and former military people, opposite of what Ms. Mado said. All right, when I clicked on her, she was him or her. Their page was a whole bunch of chicks to shoot guns and stuff like that, and you know, patriot type stuff. All right, but the patriots are the ones that you're gonna have to work, because this guy's a patriot, American loving, constitutional loving, red, white, and blue flag on the porch, 4th of July type guy right here. He's pissed off, and there's many Americans with him, a lot more than you probably think. But let's go.
And good veterans and good Americans generally who stand against this illegitimate government are not only the enemy of the Chinese, they're the enemy of the government here that supports the entire thing about authoritarian government, right? So these SF guys have sent a message, and I'm sure they're protecting themselves. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing.
The SF, in case those of you who don't know, and then I'm going to leave it alone, is Special Forces. And these were former Special Forces that went in on their own and rescued all these people. Mind you, how this isn't breaking news, I have no idea.
And they can take care of themselves. But they just sent a message to this administration and this entire government that their asses are on the line. Not the SF guys, these government traitors. Their asses are on the line by these guys. And they will go undercover, just like when we invaded Iraq You remember, I've talked about it before. There was Baghdad Bob. He was the information minister. I can't remember his actual name. He was on the TV saying, they were slaughtering the Americans at the airport and killing them here and killing them there. And the point was, as I explained, he wasn't saying what was happening then. Middle Eastern people think in circles. And what he was doing is giving orders to his army, to Saddam's army, to throw down their uniforms and to hide themselves so that they could run a guerrilla warfare.
Wow.
And that's who we fought in Iraq. Not Al-Qaeda, not ISIS. It was the army, the Iraqi army, in guerrilla warfare. And a lot of Americans don't understand that. Well, what the SF guys have just shown our government and all those minions of the UN and of the New World Order, that all the training they received, thank you so much, government, because if you force us to use it against you, we're able to. And we've been taking names, making a list, and checking it twice.
Wow.
Now, do I know this firsthand? No. But I can see the writing on the wall. And you can bet that in the halls of the White House and the Department of Defense and the Pentagon right now, and in much of the IC, they're saying, oh shit, oh shit. What are we going to do about this? These guys can mount logistical, complicated, in-depth operations. You get my drift, everybody? That's all I got for you. I'm going to go back out on my run walk. And you guys in the SF, look back what happened at the Boston bombing. I know a lot of you got upset with what I talked about there. But you got to admit that the government was involved in that in some way or another, just like they were 9/11.
So this is a guy that does not trust nor believe in his government, former military guy, and it seems that he has military connections and et cetera, and these veterans, a lot of these veterans feel the same, which is why a lot of them have been labeled as the biggest terror threat. Woo wop the bam. Anyone who would stand up to reinstate law, the actual laws which are completely being overlooked and trodden upon, by these draconian authoritarian people who dismiss law. And you can see that this is clearly leading up to that great insurrection, which is written to happen in 2nd Ezra 15th chapter. So I'm just going to go ahead and read that now. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, and it reads, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right? And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And what popped in my head as I was reading that was the movie Bushwick, because that's exactly what happened. Texas seceded from the Union, and a bunch of other southern states joined unto them, and they invaded the neighborhood of Bushwick in New York, and there was a battle in the streets, and with the insurrection people against the military, against the cops, against the citizens. It was just madness, and it was a really great movie too. And I'll tell you, the message was so powerful. I had never seen this done before. The movie barely got any advertisement. It got advertisement, but when the movie came out, it only as far as I know, in the whole Cook County, it only was in 2 theaters. All right, and both those theaters, it got 1 showing. They really, and the movie did really well around the world. It just did very bad here in America. They really downplayed this movie. And I believe they downplayed this movie because the movie was just too revealing. I don't know if it foiled a plan or something they were planning on doing, or something that they're going to do. Nevertheless, that would be a really good movie for you to watch. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Shem, Shai by Shem, Rakakwadash, Wa Abba Shalom.